So hello folks, this is Phil. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. It's 8:37 a.m. in the morning. This is Juneteenth. What is Juneteenth? Okay. Well, first off, let's get to some preliminaries. The Civil War ended on April 9th, 1865. But that was signed in Virginia at Appomattox. You got to understand that back in the day, everybody got around on horses, and it takes time for things to happen. So as that information got out, the Army of the North pushed south to, it was already all over the South, but I mean, it was the information pushed south and was being enforced. So Galveston, Texas was still held by the Confederates until June 2nd, 1865, which was almost 2 months later, April, May, June. And Galveston General Edmund Kirby surrendered on June 2nd, 1865. And so Galveston, Texas, which is on an island outside of Houston, it's actually on the coast. Union General Granger and his troops traveled to Galveston, Texas to announce General Order Number 3 on June 19th, 1865. And he was to announce General Order Number 3. And what this did was it informed the people there who were slaves that, look, you're free. I gotta move this light here real quick, because I want to read the wording of this proclamation. General Order Number 3. The people are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equity of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them become that between employer and hired labor. The freed are advised to remain at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. That's what Google brings up as the General Order Number 3. But what it was informing that group of Americans who were black that, you know what, now you're free. You don't have to, you're not owned, okay? Now you can work for wages commensurate with your ability and make a living, and and go forth wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do to make a living. Nobody can tell you what to do. And that's what Juneteenth is about. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It shows that America is fighting against slavery, and that we just won't tolerate it. Now, there's been a lot of things since then that I'm not going to get into. You can check your history and see what's happened since then. But it's a good thing that it happened. And the people who live in Galveston, the American black people who live in Galveston, celebrated this back in the 1870s. They actually had bought like 10 acres of land and made an Emancipation Park to celebrate this. So they've been celebrating this long before it ever became a situation of an executive order. But it's a good thing, It shows that America is a great nation. And we should be proud of everybody who made this happen, So it's a serious thing. It's something that should make you feel good about America, And that's just what I wanted to say. That's what Juneteenth is about. It's a reaffirmation that we live in one of the greatest nations in the world. Now, obviously, you should understand that slavery does exist today all over the world. Unfortunately, nations that have totalitarian governments often allow slavery to exist in their nation. So you should just know that slavery exists even today. But it doesn't exist in America by government decree. Unfortunately, there are pockets where people are still treated as slaves. So, it's a somber celebration of the end of the era of slavery in the United States. And we should always know that we made that step and we should be proud of it. But we should also know that every day, across this entire globe, there are millions of people who still have to live as slaves. So just be aware of that. Be proud of who you are always, no matter who you are. You know? And God bless America. And God bless you too.